Yeah, the best part is I can mute this mic like that on.
Oh, that's pretty convenient.
Yeah, so whenever I'm like, see different?
Yeah, a
uh,
live catch. That's not bad.
yeah, it's really useful. It's for you at the probably like stick it up your ass or something.
I love pasta. And I'd be like, this is good. Oh. Ooh, dang, you can see my titties like crazy in this angle. Go check this out.
Let me check this out.
Oh.
Ugh. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Wandering Stone. This is episode 3, and I'm here with Ep.3 once again.
Hello.
Yep, I'm Scott. The same old, episode 3. A couple of things happened since we last recorded, and I feel like it's a good time to bring it up here. The first thing is, I edited the audio. I edited the audio for episode 2, so hopefully it sounds better. If it doesn't sound better, then I'm sorry. Tell me in the comments, and I'll try to fix it again, but I'm not touching the settings again. So, if it doesn't sound good, you definitely have to let me know. Because I am not changing it again. And, how you doing?
Not too bad. I'm a little hungry, a little tired. Very productive day. You know how it goes. Another one. How
Another
about
one.
you?
I am pretty good. I got to leave work early today, because, nothing's happening at work today.
Not enough people to sell to.
Yeah. But, we recently went to what's it called, like a retro arcade.
Yes.
And that was actually pretty fun.
So fun.
Because it's a mixture of a lot of console games, as in like a PS5 and a GameCube and a PS2, and all the way to like old pinball machines and arcade machines. And you can use both. It's just you got to pay extra if you want to use the consoles because you need to buy the controller and probably the time slot, I'm assuming, or just the controller.
I think it was just the time slot. Like you put your name up and they'll give it to you. But it was the best version I've ever saw because I went to a different one a while back and it was pretty crap. Some of the things weren't working well. They did not have consoles like they did. They had every console for 6 different TVs. That was impressive.
Yeah. I originally, when I went there, didn't think it would be that good because I'm not much of a gamer. I do like an arcade machine every now and then, but the fact that it's all old machines, I was just going to be like, I'm not sure if I'm into it. And then I got on that pinball machine with everyone, and I was like, damn, I'm going to be spending my next 30 years of my life here. Because if my name is not on top of that board, then I'm doing something wrong.
That is so true. Because we came in with low expectations. And I know I was like, there's no gotcha. There's no swiping. It's all different. But I was surprised that the pinball was going to be the thing that took up the most of our day.
Well, to be fair, we were a group of 3, and all the old arcade machines kind of have just 2 players. So
True.
it was kind of hard to find a machine that fit all of us. So we all just picked single-player games that we can compete against for each other.
Yeah, and no better classic than pinball. It was so fun. Oh, God.
So here's our public service announcement, dear viewer. You should go to your retro arcade in your local area, contribute to them, let them know that it's still fashionably cool to go there and have fun. You'll enjoy it if you're a gamer like the rest of us.
Well, you enjoy it if you're not even a gamer. I say it's a
Exactly.
great date idea, a good like hangout idea. Cause like you spend a solid hour and a half just goofing around, and it definitely kind of like gives you that throwback vibe of 2008. You're just trying to play.
Yep.
Definitely worth it, and it was super cheap.
It actually was, yeah. And speaking of date spot, it definitely is a good date spot. And it brings up a good segue to something real quick that I will mention in like the very smoothest transmission ever that I'm pointing out right now because how smooth it is. Right? Here we go.
Dear listeners, stop your car, get ready.
Yeah, pull the car over side, park it, turn the engine off, because that's how much it's gonna be. I need your full attention right now. Right? Here's the update. When you're talking about your exes, it's like pizza and Chinese food because you like both of them, but you don't want them at the same time. And because of that, in the last episode 2, I previously stated that you should still maintain a little bit of contact with your ex. And I'm just going to totally 180 that and just say, nah, just cut them off, dude. It's not worth it. Just delete them from your life and call it a day. And I'm not even going to explain where this is coming from. Just know that you should do it. Trust me. It's for the betterment of you and that person, but mostly for you. Because this advice is for you. Ain't that right, Abuser?
Dear listener, this was an unprompted attack. I trust you. He was unswayed by any events in his life. succumb to this light.
You trust me, trust me.
But he's right. He's right. Delete or contact. Throw his number out. It's time to move on.
Yes. To turn a new leaf isn't to plant the same tree. It's to walk away, rip that shit out, throw it off the ledge, and then in that new spot, you plant a different tree.
And then if she asks, "Has someone been here before?" You go, "No, this is our spot."
It's brand new. You get like that Zen garden rake, and it looks like nothing happened. No footprints have ever landed on this spot except for yours. You'll never know.
Oh, great wisdom.
Yeah. Oh, I also got to bring up something real quick, and this is more tame. And I just want to bring up the fact that because I'm starting to get into 3D like Blender stuff, it's kind of difficult for me because I have this thing called aphantasia, and what that basically means is you can't imagine objects and like pictures, quote unquote, in your head. And there's a scale between you can totally see an object to it's like a blank semi-image where you see like a vague image of it in the color. But for me, I see nothing. There's absolutely nothing in my head, which, you know, it stands for a lot. But it's kind of hard to rotate objects and picture what it would look like in different perspectives when you can't think of it at all. So I'm not saying it should deter you or me if you have it, but it's definitely it's annoying.
So it's like you have no imagination, right?
Oh no, I have an imagination because my dreams go crazy. My dreams is basically like you're stepping into an alternate dimension, like some Marvel comic, that alternate universe stuff. It's you're in it, first person, third person, you feel everything. And then you wake up and you go, damn, I just lived a whole new life in my dream. And you have like probably a 70% chance of remembering what happens, depending on how fast you can write it down and how much the dream really meant to what emotions was evoked.
I feel that's like the side effect of having aphantasia, because your dreams are pretty intense and like realistic.
Also, you can here's a question that no one ever asked you before, because why would everyone ever ask you this question? And the question is, do you remember your memories in first person or third person?
Oh, you know, I want to say hybrid because I've been having dreams lately, and it's been weird. So, dear listener, like most of us on this planet, we stopped napping after pre-K. And as you reach the somber years of your mid-20s, you realize nap time was great. So you do it again. So I've been napping and I do like a quick 30-minute nap, and I never dream like when I regularly sleep, you know, it's just full TV's off. But when I nap, man, like I think my first of all, I can't move my body and I've just been having these surreal dreams. And I just remembered them recent today because you kind of brought it up for me. It was like one of our old friend groups from high school, and we were going to some convention or something, and some guy was like he was sticking his finger in my food. And it just made me think about how I was when we talked about, oh, would you fight someone in a bar? And I was like, nah, I would never risk my life. No, 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 no. I take the coward's path. Please let me live. And he stuck his finger in my food, and I was like, yo. And I tried to hit him, and I could not, for the life of me, I could not damage him. And then I just thought back to when we had our conversation. I was like, this is why I shouldn't fight.
Whoa,
And I spent the dream running.
You gotta give some context.
Well, what kind of context can I give? So I can say it's in a convention center, and you know how convention centers are, shops and foods and whatnot. And it was not our college group, but the friend group that you're most recent with the most.
No. I mean, like, okay, so let's say you're in the cafeteria of some convention, right? So there's tables, there's probably no seats, and you're eating your chow or whatever you're eating in your dream, and someone puts a finger in your food. Are we all just standing around the table and we just see this guy walk up and just put his finger in?
I see. You're aphantasia. All right, dear listener, now let me be
It's
more
not,
descriptive.
wait a minute. It's not aphantasia. It's just I need to know who is there with the dream, because then if we're fighting, then if we all jump in, then it's like, all right, we got it.
I hate to gaslight you, but it's your aphantasia. So let me be more descriptive for the audience here. So we're in a brightly lit room, all right? And we're sitting kind of in like one of those karaoke kind of room sets, you know, table in the center, uncomfortable kind of couch surrounding it. All right. And we're all sitting, chatting, yapping. And, you know, I remember one of the bigger friends were like, yo, you need to calm down, man. And he was like starting to like freak out because the room was slanted. I was like, yo, chill out. And I'm just eating these nachos. And I just remember him looking at me, looking at my nachos, just like, don't stick your finger in my food. And it's like he read my mind because, of course, it's my dream. And he sticks his finger in my food. And man, I just remember punching him and he was like gelatinous. And he was like, get over here. It was a very like Disney like dream. And so essentially everyone's like, yo. And they just kind of watched it happen, really. They just watched it happen. And I started running. And then I bumped into another friend who was like, yo, you got to get up. And I woke up. And then when I woke up, I also noticed what's that thing you have when you can't like move? When
Oh,
you're
like sleep paralysis.
Yeah, I think I might start be having the sleep paralysis because I'll wake up and my body feels like stone. And so then I'll have to like mentally decide we should move. Like let's move as one. And then I and then I can move. And I'm like, ah, that's weird. I hope this doesn't happen more.
That's not good.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. Maybe it's because of this new like doing a lot of exercise lately. But I don't know if that's it or it might be because I get exactly 6 hours and 50 minutes and I know I want 7 hours. And I always sleep the exact amount of what I missed in a night. Like for the penny, you know? If it's six hours and 40 minutes, I sleep only 20 minutes. And my body's like, okay, we can have a good okay day.
But doesn't
Dreams are
napping
weird.
not do anything?
Well, I looked it up. Apparently, if you nap after 20 minutes, it actually messes up your cycle because you start to hit that REM mode. But apparently, if you sleep less than 20 minutes, you won't hit that REM mode, but you'll get the refuel that a sleep would do for you. It's very weird science. And so that's what I Googled and it said that. And I was like, okay. So I remember when I was like hardcore student, like studying, I would do like exactly 18 minutes sleep so I wouldn't hit REM, but get the energy boost. But if you learn anything from this, dear listener, it's that nap more. And if you have sleep paralysis, it's a negotiation. That's what I've taken away from this.
So you talk to yourself saying, "Hey, it's time to move now," and then you slowly but surely gain control.
Yeah, yeah. It's very, I don't want to say it's uncomfortable. It's just like inconvenient. Because, like, if I was in the jungle, predator comes out, I need to collect your skull. I just woke up. I would have to ask him to give me a minute. Because
Right.
I can't, you know,
Gotta wait
I
for the
gotta,
bell to ring. They can't just jump
yeah,
yet.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I think I'd probably die in the next evolutionary wave. That sounds like a bad trait to have.
Well, I hope this isn't like an aging thing because you never had this before.
That is true. Well, dear listener, if you were a doctor by any chance, put your put your medical analysis in the comment section.
I think the more accurate thing is, dear listener, if you're a redditor, let us know what the correct answer is. Because I highly doubt we have any doctors that watch this.
Oh, I hope the three people listen are just like all three doctors and go, "Oh man, are we studying sleep apnea right
I
now?
know,
That's
that's my
crazy."
thesis for my final.
But I'm sure it will pass. I have this like weird superstition with health where it's like it's pretty simple. Dear listener, you should follow it too because I've not broken a bone in my body and I only get sick twice a year. It's a good trade. When you think you're sick, forget about it. 2 weeks go
And
by, you're not sick.
you know what I do?
What?
Instead of manifesting it away, I when I notice I'm sick, I stop all my sugar intake, and depending on what level of sickness I am, I take the like vitamin C gummies, like the oranges,
Ooh, the good ones,
and
yeah.
then I just eat healthy. So I sleep, I get extra sleep, and I eat healthy. And then if I'm in the early stage, I'm good. I'm actually out of it. But if I'm in a later stage, then that's just like a delayed reaction of how fast you get sick. Because you're already at the end point, like it's over, but you can still alleviate the beginning part of it by eating a little bit healthy and taking care of yourself.
Do you take medication when you're sick, or
I
do you tough
do.
it out?
I
Mm.
know a coworker that toughs it out.
Yup.
Yeah,
There are two mindsets, dear listener. All right.
yep.
You either are a feeble modern man who needs the medication of today's world, or when you get sick, you decide my body's enough, and you tough it out. And you know what? You get stronger. I think that's why I don't get sick as often. Like I remember I ate some really moldy bread. Like, I made a sandwich and I was like, this is good. And I turned the bread around. I was like, this is green. No way. And I was like, okay. And so I looked at myself and I was like, all right, there's either two options. I can get sick or I can just go play some video games and it's going to pass by. And I did not get sick. But then I do remember taking a big load. And I think I ate also something else that was rotten or rancid. Dear listener, check the expiration date, you know?
You've been sick more than me this year.
Have I really?
Yeah,
Actually, I think you're right.
Mister. I don't take nothing.
But here's the thing: when I'm sick, I don't lay in bed. I do my regular day to day. I don't feel tired when I'm sick. Is a weird thing.
You
Like I do.
exercise?
Yeah, I think when you do cardio, at least for me, when I do cardio, I feel better. So when I'm sick, I just go on the treadmill, and I'm just like, all right, I outran the code.
But
Now
then
it's
you
on.
can't really breathe because you're all snuffy and stuff.
No, usually my sinus clears up. That's the weird thing. That's why I do it. I don't know why it happens, but my nose will clear up, or I'll make like something spicy in the morning. And I also drink a lot of tea and honey.
You're not
But
coughing? Like, I don't know how you can do that.
no, actually I haven't really had a bad cough this year. I've had like nasal, like you get stuffy nose. They'll pass in a day. I don't
I
know.
mean, I used to get
Yeah.
sick a lot when I was younger, and whenever I got sick, it lasted the whole month. That's
Damn.
no exaggeration, because Evan's just been there.
That's true actually, yeah. I remember yeah. I feel like your immune system's gotten better.
I think I've gotten better, and I've also gotten smarter. Like, I don't just start licking random things anymore, and just putting stuff in my mouth and touching my face. And there's context for that, obviously.
Of course, of course.
Of course.
That is true. Hmm. Maybe this is the episode where we teach you guys how to not get sick. What's some home remedies that like your parents would do to be like, oh, you don't need medicine, you need this.
Well, all that my parents do is they make you eat rice soup, and then you drink a lot of water, because they want you to piss everything out.
It's all liquid. If you drink
Yeah,
enough of it, it'll get out. I feel like that makes a lot of sense though. Cause
gotta flush the system.
yeah. No, that does make a lot of sense. Always hydrate, they say. I think for my family, it's eat spicy food and usually it's tough it out. Like I think my parents were like they would say take medicine, but me and my brothers we have a code. We look at each other and we go, look, if this is the one that takes us out, we weren't ready for it. And so we'll tough it out. And then it'll be like week 2 and we're sniffling, but we'll still continue our day like fuck you cold. And it usually works out. It usually works out. But I don't know. I think if I had to make my own home remedy, Takis. My
Like
kid will eat Takis.
the chips.
Yeah.
Are you pulling
Open
out your
his
ass
sense.
right now?
I think it's a good remedy. I think spicy food's a good remedy. Some doctor in the chat, please back me up. I know there's someone studied this because I know I didn't, but I know someone studied this.
Well, I
I feel
mean, spicy is good because then you clear out your sinuses and stuff.
and it attacks your body. Because isn't that why our body like why we have that reaction to hot spicy food?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like their deterrent from us eating them, and we're like, too bad, new flavor.
New flavor unlocked. Ding.
And we're just getting out of flu season too.
I thought we're entering a flu season.
No, I thought fall was the end. Winter shouldn't be flu season.
I don't know.
I thought it was fall and spring.
I don't feel like looking it up, so I'll just trust you.
Trust me, dear listener, you don't look it up either, all right? I want you to trust me too. So put down the Google.
Yeah, throw on your
Fall.
car.
Right.
It's time to leave. I know you've been waiting
Oh,
for permission to leave.
we
You're
forgot
probably
to tell
freezing
them.
in your car to death or smoking.
Dear listener, we're sorry. Start that car up. Go home. I hope you ate some matcha this week. Because that's what I told you to have last week.
Speaking of matcha, this guy messed up his order to get matcha.
Look. It was destiny. So, dear listener, if you like balls in your tea, you've had a bubble tea. And bubble tea is like tapioca balls inside whatever juice or sweet liquid that usually some teenager or adult is making for you. Uh, Besides the point of the employee, the point is I went there and it was some. This was like a fancier place, I gotta say, because I don't know. Were you there before?
Yeah, I've been to Gongcha. That's the brand.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I only been to like some local ones, the Mister Wish and the whatnots. But this Gongcha place, it said specialty green tea, and I'm thinking green tea matcha, because I look him in the eye and I'm like, green tea. I thought we had an agreement. Like I feel like we had an agreement that green tea is matcha. Once Haagen Dazs started putting green tea matcha on the label, I thought as a world we're like, okay, green tea is matcha. Just like how we're saying chai tea is chai.
Yeah,
It's an
but
agreement.
yeah, but didn't the drinks just say green tea without the matcha at the end?
Yeah, but that's because I thought he was trying to be fancy. I thought it was a
I thought they
fancy
ran out
title.
of budget to put matcha at the end of it. No, it's a completely different drink. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Not
It was
me.
a complete
Not that
different
guy.
drink. It was terrible. It was terrible. The balls though were so good. They cooked on that.
Yeah, the balls
But
are the
I learned my
best.
lesson. I learned my lesson. I will now say matcha every time. Unfortunately. Dear listener, go get yourself a boba on me. Walk in there, tell them about my story. They'll have empathy for you and they'll give you a discount.
Don't know.
They'll know. But I did get pastries. I made it up with pastries. The pastries sounded good.
That's true. He did go to the pastry
Hey,
store next door.
hey, I was like, shit. You think you're gonna get with this green tea? You think you're gonna mess up my day? No, sir.
That's copium.
Yeah.
You couldn't get the
It
thing
is.
you wanted, so you had to cope by getting the sweet pastry snack.
Look, dear listener, if you're not giving yourself copium at least twice a day, then you're not living right. All right. Copium makes your world a little bit better. All right. It's how you agree with the bad things that happen on a bad day.
Yep. Oh,
Man.
I got a quick story.
Yeah.
So today, I'm not sure if it's ever happened to you, but when I'm at home, I'm pretty much clothed. Like I don't just take off my shirt and pants and just go naked in my underwear. Because to me, even though I'm at home, I like the security to know that if I need to step outside of my home, I won't be buck naked with underwear on. I should say with underwear, not buck naked. I'm not like streaking in command. I'm not streaking in my house. I'm not there
Naked
yet.
and holding underwear.
No. So what happened was I was in my underwear
Yeah.
because I noticed that I do like at home workouts because I do calisthenics. There's a lot of like squats and pull ups and stuff. And I was doing my workout and then the door, rang. So I was like, oh, I know that my parents were walking outside. Maybe they forgot their key, whatever, right? So I went to open the door. Next thing I know, there's a delivery guy. And he's like, hey, I have a box for your brother. He said a name. I'm not gonna say the name, obviously, so I said my brother.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, huh, I'm in my underwear right now. And the guy, he looked like an uncle, like the cool uncle. You know what I'm talking about? Like a little bit of
Yeah.
beard gut and like little crazy hair. And he's like, don't worry about it. Just sign this. And he gave me a chuckle. And so I took his phone, I signed it, and I was like, have a good one. But I've never been so exposed like that before. I've always been on top of my game, wearing clothes. And the one time I'm not wearing clothes, someone comes in and it's just like, I need you to stop being so shy. And so that's it. Some random guy saw me in my underwear.
I think it's time for you to make a change. I think it's time to permanently stick with the underwear.
No.
Look, hear me out. Hear me out, dear listener. Man's natural form was that of no shirt, no pants, and a thinly whistled underwear. Even Adam had underwear. It was those leaves, okay? And look, he felt great. You felt great. Now look, you do that 4 more times, it doesn't matter.
I
It
mean,
doesn't
if I
matter.
was in shape, like if I was ripped, I'd be more comfortable doing it. But right now, I'm not there yet, I'm still V3, V2, you know?
That's fair. Everybody wants to look like Ryan Gosling when they open the
Yeah.
door. I feel you. I feel you. But I think, because I will say this, I am not I wear like a new set of outfit when I'm at home. Like when I work out, I have one specific boxers. I'm like, that's the only thing I'm working out in. That's the only thing that's getting dirty. If I walk around, it's either no pants or no shirt. Never both, because then it's just like you let the day get you, you know?
Right.
So you gotta wear one or the other. That's my rule. And so when I go pick up mail, I'll usually have like no pants and I'll be like, thanks. They'll look me up and down. I look them up and down. And I think it's the mutual respect that I don't care. And he's like, all right, I see you're in your element. Now, dear listener, if you get the chance, do it once. At least find out for yourself. I think it's worth it. I think every guy should do it once. It's a little confident booster for yourself. You know, let you feel good in your own skin.
There are different versions of that on explicit websites that involve that very same process.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Don't go to parks doing this. But if you do, if you do, I mean, I don't know. Is there parks where like how there's nude beaches? Is there like nude parks? Is that a thing?
Um,
I probably doubt it.
I
Because the
don't.
park is where kids play.
Yeah, probably right.
Yeah. Dear listener, if you're a freaky deaky, ankle monitor acting, no brain thinking, you're running in the park only with a t-shirt. Well, I'll say thank you for your viewership. I can't wait to see you on the news.
Do 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 do.
I don't. I think it's worth it. I think every guy should do it because I feel like it's different for if you're a chick. If you're a chick, I don't know.
Then hey, keep it coming.
Right? Because I feel.
No, I'm sure delivery drivers have seen a lot of crazy things in their time, and
That's true.
it's different for a girl to be just in her like underwear compared to a guy, because for a girl it's a lot more sensitive topic, but for guys it's like, where we dropping?
That is true. That is true. You know what I've started noticing recently with media? It's like, remember how like 10 years ago, like you'll see the guy's chest and they will like find a way to like hide the girl's chest and just like regular like MA TV. And you'd only find it on like those special channels if you had that like cable, if you tweaked your cable box or something. I feel like now it's like the world's very like cool with like, all right, chest and titties make no difference. Now hear me out. I'm on board, you know? Whatever we need to do to convince them, go ahead. Let the rules slide. But I don't know. How do you feel about it? Because I feel like I'm a very like if it's good for the men, it's good for the world kind of attitude.
Well, I just don't get how we came to this spot. Like, how did we just decide one day that women had to wear something to cover their titties? Because I feel like what happened was someone wore something over their titties, like a girl, because they wanted to have the comfort and support of something to support these bahungas on their chest. And so over time, because us men stopped looking at those things on their chest, they were like, this is sacred. We can't have everyone else looking at these bahungas. So over time, it just accumulated. And now we're at this point where it's like, hey, these bahungas have been here forever. You have one, I have them. We just different functions. So now people are like, bring them out. It's free real estate.
I think you might be right. I think you might be right. Because I can't remember who said it to me. We were discussing the same topic. They were like, why are titties so sacred? And I was like, you know what? It was the first day when some guy looked, and instead of her being like, what's wrong? She covered and go, what are you doing? And it just put the key in the brain. I was like, all right, we're hiding them. It must be important.
So it's their fault.
No. I mean, if you want to blame them, I mean, but I mean, I don't feel like we're very fluid now. I guess with all the things that happen in the world.
Yeah.
The world 10 years ago is so different now. It's so weird. We're gonna be the last generation that had like that in between, like flip phone to now everything you learned is on a TikTok short or something.
Yeah, we were the tests. I enjoy it.
I know you do. You like that brain rot.
No. I like the fact that we're old enough to know what it was like to be in the middle in the transition phase.
That's true.
Because if you're too early, then it's no fun. Because then you're probably old by now, and it's nothing you don't understand. Nothing. But if you're there too late, then you get all the benefits, but you don't get the history. Well, not history. You don't get the. You're just not there. You're just not there. That's it.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
You ever try to like help like one of your older relatives or an older person how to use a computer? And it's like It's like you're speaking in runic language to them.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what's the next phase of tech where it's gonna be like that for us, you know? They're gonna be like, look, you just gotta, give it your sensory data. And you're like, do I tap?
Yeah.
Where's the swipe?
You're gonna be like, activate the fifth neuron to your right that connects your brain to your arm. And they'd be like, the fifth one? There's like 500 million. It's like, no, 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 you got this, dude. You didn't read the manual? You got sent to the left one. It's like, oh, God, right. All right, the left nerve.
I don't think we're gonna have that option. I feel like
And
the
then,
kids are getting pretty dumb.
no, no, you're gonna point your finger at the transaction box, whatever it's called. That's what they're called in the future. They're called transaction boxes, okay?
All right, Elon 2.0, I like it.
You're gonna put your finger into that box, and then electrical current's gonna leave your finger, and it's gonna go directly into that box. It's gonna understand all your biometric data, and then it's gonna do the transaction because everything is virtual.
You might be onto something. But if you were, I feel like, like a Terminator robot would be hunting you by now. So that's why I feel like you're probably not. You're not.
No, I think I'm edging around the topic close enough where I'm safe. You know, like the red dot site on my forehead's fading. It's not there anymore. I think I'm safe.
Like, he hasn't figured it out yet, but that was a close one.
Yeah, threading the needle.
Because, I was reading the specs on the Tesla robot, and I was like I was just kind of surprised how like teched out it was, but like the usage it was supposed to be for. Like, you think people would actually start putting these in their homes and stuff? Like how we have phones now?
I didn't get an in-depth look on what they do. I just saw like a 5-second clip of like the robot standing in place and people going, "Damn, I'll probably act unwise in a bit," and that's all I know about it.
I mean, that's fair. I don't feel like most people would go into depth about what you could really use for them. Because I kind of only did like a brief skim through their website, and I was just kind of thinking, it doesn't do my groceries. Why the hell do I? Why the hell would I buy this?
Well, I'm thinking of it like Detroit Become Human, because
Oh,
you're gonna get to the point where they're gonna live in your house, and depending on how heavy they are, they might destroy. Imagine like you're living in some old-fashioned house, and you bring your robot in because your uncle Jerry is like a rich guy from the city, and he brings his robot up the stairs, and it completely destroys those stairs because he's so heavy.
they'll work on that button. They'll find a way to make it lighter.
Yeah, and then you get that robot to walk all the way downtown to get the parts because they can, to come back and fix that staircase. But it won't be the same.
Are you on Team Human or Team Robot?
Let me
Ooh, that's a deep pause. We have to shoot you.
Yeah, no, 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 no. Team Human, bro. My fellow human.
That's me and the Resistance. Like, oh, we got to take him out. He took too long. He paused.
No, it's humans, because we're humans. Final answer.
That was so
All I'm saying is, there might come a time where a robot is pretty cool, pretty chill. They're not like all the bad robots. Not all robots are bad.
That's what they say in every movie.
Not all humans are bad. Just look at us. We're okay.
What do you think the worst thing like someone will be able to do with a robot to the point where it's like the government's like, okay, this is too close to Terminator. We got to start putting in some rules. Because I'm thinking like the closest thing I can think right now is like if someone got a Tesla bot, right? And they took all the data of Osama bin Laden. And so like now it's like an Osama bin Laden bot, you know? And it's like, and then you just leave it out, you let it go out into the world.
I'm not gonna lie, my first thought was give me a free will. Because as soon as it gains a free will, it's what do we even do now? Do we kill it? Does it have rights? Yeah. I'm sorry.
Would you give it rights?
Well, I'm sure if we get enough of them, they'll have to get that. Because there's too many of them. It's like you create a new minority group.
You're not part of the resistance. I can't vouch for you with answers like this.
Nah, humans are the way. I've been saying that since day one.
This is my plan, all right? This is the plan. They're gonna say, hey, this is the Tesla bot version 8.5. It's looking like Detroit. And they're gonna say, don't worry, here's the kill code. I'm already working on the virus. All right? I'm making sure these guys aren't waterproof. That's step number one.
You
because
can't.
I just
You can't do this.
We need a man on the inside who's like tweaking the manufacturing for it, right? So they're just never waterproof. Because I'd rather have it be like they're not waterproof than, hey, we have a kill code.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, you can't take it out in the rain, but like, what would I use a robot for? Besides to do the chores I don't want to do.
Here's my realistic thoughts. If you're a company doing like
Mhm.
under deep sea welding,
Yeah.
put the robot in there. Only concern is if it gets destroyed down there, I'm pretty sure we're gonna eat that because it's just gonna like rust into the water, and eventually dissolve. And how about we clean that up? Like, let's
Well,
say
mm, we have filters. Haven't you seen those Brita filters?
we're not Brita filtering the ocean to pick up robots.
I bet we could. If we're I bet we could if we really wanted to.
I can't even deny that because we have robots.
Exactly right. I feel like one of the like what are the top 8 things you're looking forward to that could happen in the next 30 years for like technology for us? Because I still want a flying car. I want the hoverboard. I'll never ride it, but I'll buy it to be like, guys, it's the hoverboard. Like at least those are the first two that come to mind.
Well,
Because I wouldn't want to end world hunger. I feel like that's like a little bit necessary. It makes it demand, right? Think about it. Hear me out. If everyone's not hungry anymore, it lowers the prices of food. Our country mainly sells food.
yeah,
We keep them starving. They keep paying. Now, it's not a nice thought, I know. Cry me a river. But when you wear your alpaca shoes and you're glad you can buy them at a affordable price, thank the fact that we're selling this food to these people. Because I'm just thinking like some of these problems we don't solve because I feel like we need like the whole system of money to go around. You know?
yeah,
Because like how it's like the same thing with the ladders. I don't know if you've ever read like a whole ladder company. They're like, oh, we never just make the perfect ladder because then we'll go out of business. So we make sure they last a certain amount of time. So when they break, you'll come buy a new ladder. And I was like, that makes sense.
yeah. That's how it is these days. That's why everything that was built back then was made to last. And everything that's built now is made for profit.
But then again, would it bring peace? I don't know. I would not make a great leader, dear listener. But I'm glad you're listening.
Was that your speech?
That was my candidacy
We
speech.
could fix world hunger, but I'm not sure if we should, guys. Like, there's so many things that could come out of it, good and bad. Like helping the people. You could vote for me still, but yeah, I'm kind of mixed on the fence.
See, this is about to be the worst president. I'd just always be like, so what do you guys think? Just feeling out the room here.
Yeah, not that I'm, doubting my own decision. Just trying to get a
No,
base
no, no.
understanding of what we're dealing with.
Yeah, I just want to make sure everyone's on board. Are we killing them? Are we saving them? Dang.
But I'm waiting
Dude,
for, besides like a hoverboard and a car, it's gonna be like Sora Online. The fact that you can like virtually put your consciousness into something else. I
God, it
can't
won't
wait.
work.
I
It
can't
won't
wait.
work.
Why not?
I think the reason why it won't work is because I think the first chance we actually able to do it, it's gonna kill a lot of people because they're all gonna think the same thing. Sword Online is here. I have no doubt. Let me go in.
Well,
Then boom,
I,
brain
f-
fried.
I feel like, yeah, one of the problems is it's gonna be hard to find human test subjects because there's a reason why medicine is kind of stalled out. And by stalled out, I mean hasn't gotten significantly better. Is because you have to test on humans, and the test on humans takes a very long time because the ethics of it. But back in the day, you just kind of did anything you want, and you call it a day, and you find the problem and you fixed it. But now you got to go through all these hoops and ladders just to fix the problem. And I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying that you know.
So should we get rid of healthcare or not, Mr. President?
I'm the guys on the fence. Why am I not I'm not president. No, 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 no. We need it. We need it. I'm just saying it could be improved. I'm not sure what the answer to improve it is, but it definitely could be improved.
Well. I mean, do you think I know? Because I was thinking. I don't remember who I was talking to about medicine, but I know there was someone who's talking about like Pfizer and how how like they own a big market of like medications and whatnot,
Yeah.
and like they price point insulin and whatever. I always kind of thought like, dang, It's crazy that like it was okay at first when it's like I you break your leg, I fix your leg, give me money. That was all right. Then it was like, all right, you need this medicine to live because you're diabetic. All right, that sounds like permanent subscription, baby.
Yes, sir.
And I just kind of feel like, dang, maybe that should be like either very cheap or like close to free. I don't know. You think we're monetizing? You think like in today's age, everyone's monetizing everything too much? Or we're at like the appropriate level where it's like, all right, we know our limits. We won't tax the plastic bag and the bread, just the bread in the bag.
Well, I mean, we're already taxed water. But I
Yeah, but
think we're
that's
too
just
far
damn.
already because you need
Yeah,
water to survive, and there's already companies on there being like, "You want water? I got you." And I can't
that's a fair
blame them
point.
because not everyone lives near water. Not everyone can just get water on a dime. So these
Yeah.
companies need to exist in order to have it be transported. But the fact that it is marketable, it's just kind of sad. Kind of like
You
your free
think
food, you know? People are marketing your free food to everyone.
honestly good point. Huh. Guess the world is kind of fucked.
Yeah, but
Well,
don't worry. Actually, no, be
yeah,
worried.
no, dear listener, don't worry. Don't worry. Look, in a world where it's like a dumpster fire, I say add more add more trash. Maybe that's not a good idea.
And you lost me.
I was going somewhere. Let me
It's
cook.
because
Wait.
of things that you say that make me worried. I was
It
like, oh,
sounds
okay, I'm cooling down. I'm moderately going down. And nope, I'm back up. I'm back in the worry category.
it's just so easy to say evil lines as motivation, you know? Like I honestly I can feel like you can convince more people to like attack someone than to save them, you know? Like
Yeah,
give me a safe speech, right? Someone's about to fall off a building. Convince me to save them. 'Cause I'm just thinking like, damn, no, that sucks, bro. Couldn't be me.
damn, you're right.
It's not a lot of heroes because I don't know. Cause maybe for a psychologist who are also listening, maybe you could write down your recent notes and findings. Cause you know how we learned in high school about groupthink and whatnot. I'm
Yes.
sure there's like more extreme versions of that because like that's why cults exist. But I wonder why it is easier to convince people to do bad things than it is to do good things. Because I feel like on average, there's more like groupthink people who like, all right, let me do something bad, than it's groupthink people who like, all right, let me save the world.
Yeah, because I guess when you're thinking of it in a small scale, if you're asking someone to punch this dude in the face or run after them because they stole your thing, you rather just avoid it, right?
True. Well, I guess depending on the person, right?
Yeah,
But then again, I feel like more people would rather run than fight,
I guess it is easier to do the evil think of.
right?
Yeah,
Like, dang, dear listener, if this is the start of your villain arc,
don't quote us.
don't quote, yeah. Don't let this be a part of it.
We're not part of your origin story.
I was gonna turn my life around. Then I pushed that family to a vat of acid after listening.
It was just so easy to get that cocaine across the border.
No hassle.
No fuss, no. I was gonna say bus.
No fuss, no bus.
No fuss, no bus, officer.
You must be traveling with meth, huh? Another one.
No, no.
Oh man. Oh, the recent news, right? Trump is now president.
Yeah,
All
as of
right.
this recording, Donald Trump is the president again.
I gotta say, we're pretty like political neutral type of guys, but this was the most Netflix original like series of like events that happened for like two politicians, right? Like he
Yeah.
got shot at, he did the whole drive a truck. It was very weird. I could not tell if this was like part of a YouTube video or if this is actually happening a lot of the time.
Well, I don't want to get too political on here, but I will say that he definitely knows how to do the marketing of it all, right? Because if you see your next president candidate go into McDonald's serving fries, that's gonna go on social media. People are gonna talk about that, right? And if you see that president get almost assassinated twice and he's still roundabout just chilling, that's gonna get talked about. You know, He knows how to tell the story. He knows how to get people to feel like his story is the right story.
Very sensationalization of things, I see. Hmm. Well, he did a good job.
Yeah, he won, so I
Very
guess it
convincing, yeah.
worked.
Yeah. Well, GG. I respect a good game. Any battle, from Pokemon to presidency.
Well, speaking of Pokemon, there is this new game that's came out recently as of this recording,
Oh, yes.
and it's Pokemon TCG Pocket for the phones. It's a really good mobile game.
It's a very good mobile game. It is, dear listener, I'm sure you're like many of us back in the school days of card trading and where people would also have fake Pokemon cards. It
Yeah,
is so nostalgic. It's like very easy to play. All you gotta do is open packs and look at pretty cards. And if you want to battle people, it'll show you how to play it too in like under 5 minutes. I think it's worth it. If you're a regular dude and you don't want to like play deep gotcha, this is it. It's kind of chill. Oh man, they did such a good job.
it's
Because when I play
nice.
Yu-Gi-Oh, it's a little more intense, I feel like.
Yeah. I also played Magic the Gathering, so it was kind of hard. Not hard, but it was kind of different too in the way. Because in Magic the Gathering, when you get hit, you get hit back. Yes, I
I
know you're
never played
silently
Magic.
laughing at me.
Because I never played Magic. I didn't understand that's how it works.
Yeah, when you get hit back. And I could be wrong. I haven't played it in like 7 years, but I just remember getting hit and getting hit back. But I will say that the game is nice because you get technically 2 free cards a day, and you can play the solo missions against the AI against their pre-built deck, and you can practice their lingo. But I haven't versed anyone in real life yet because if I verse another player, what I'm scared about is the people that actually bought all the good cards, and then you're just screwed.
That is accurate. I played real people today. I did only like 3 matches. And from the three, two of them had like kind of paid decks. The first guy was a regular dude. And I was like, oh, okay, this is fun. It's like we're both like trainers in the wild vibe, you know? You have a Caterpie, I have a Bulbasaur. I was like, all right, cool. Then this third guy, the legendary fire Pokemon. I think it's Moltres.
The
He had
bird,
two of them. Yeah. He had two of them, and then he had the special Charmander Charizard card set. And so he only had to play those 3 cards. That's it. So on my side, I'm like, all right, Bulbasaur, B Sprout, all the little guys
my favorite
that act pretty
Pokemon,
passionate.
Beansprout.
Yeah. Like all the little guys, and he's just like for the full 3 rounds, I was like, I could not hurt him. And he just powered up the Charizard and like wiped me out in 3 matches. And I was like, oh, great.
Well, to be fair, you're bringing grass Pokemon to Pokemon Fire fight.
Yeah, but you can't predict what people have.
Yeah, I
So
know.
it was already bad. But I even had a water card, but even that didn't even help because the card he has does so much damage. It's insane.
Yeah.
And yeah, the other one was a Mewtwo deck. Oh my god, yeah, that one also Mewtwo, the special Mewtwo. It was and he had a Gardevoir. You know what? Maybe I should take it back, guys. Don't play if
No,
you
no,
play
no. You can
versus.
still play it. You just don't have to verse with other people. And if you
Yeah,
do verse with other people, then just uh actually, how does multiplayer work? Do you have to click on the queue and you automatically queue? Or can you pick like a friend
yeah.
and fight a friend?
You can also fight a friend as well. I will say fighting those guys wasn't terrible. I just knew I had a very like regular person kind of deck.
Right.
But I ain't spending $1 on that game. But to the people who spend money, they will probably win. But I think they're still beatable if you have a good deck. It just takes a minute to get cards naturally.
Yeah. The drop rate is I think it's pretty fair to be honest.
You think so?
Yeah, because the super rare cards, you have a chance of getting them, and the super duper rare cards, I haven't seen them yet, but I'm assuming they're able to get too. It's just the rate is so low.
Yeah. Well, also, what kind of helps the rate is that you can grab out of a friend's recent like pull. So if they had like an EX Venusaur and another EX in their set of 5 in their pack, you get a 1 out of 5 chance of pulling it from them which I
Yeah,
love because it kind of beats the whole, hey, if you don't get the banner, you can at least pull it from a friend or from someone who's recently summoned. I was like, I love that. Very free to play friendly. I actually, yeah, I'd still definitely recommend it. Not as like vulturous as like, I don't know, Genshin Impact, because you gotta work to get them characters.
yeah, you got to play the
You know,
game.
you gotta make a whole work schedule. This is where I grind. These are the guys I hit on Monday and Wednesday. These are the guys I hit on Thursday and Tuesday. Do you know why bulls don't like red?
Huh? Oh,
You know, because I feel like you would know. You're a factoid kind of guy. Smart.
I did watch a video about that, but I don't remember.
It's okay. You'll remember when you least need this information.
Yeah, that's so true.
Someone has to get us out of this freighter, but there's a pack of bull. If only we had a way to distract them and knew how.
Maybe it's because in their eye pigments, they just lock in on red, and then they just go, "All right, I'm gonna kill that thing," and they just go for it. But if it's any other color, they're just like, "Ah, I can't. It's not that I can't see it, but it's just not red. Therefore, not killing it."
I just find that strange because, like, if red is like attack, why isn't there like another color like indigo? It's like, all right, I'm gonna go to sleep.
You know what I hate
What?
is how. Also, I'm not gonna respond to that, by the way.
It's okay. It was too stupid.
Yeah,
I
I just
understand.
want-
Yeah, I understand. We have a certain level that we expect of our viewers.
I just wanted to avoid that and just go into my own topic. I just want to let you know so that when I don't follow back onto that, you know why I just skipped over it. Because I care about your opinion.
It's okay, dear listener. Scott's the smarter one, so it's for the best.
No, 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 no. Also, it's this. So, oh right, I was about to say something.
Brain fart.
No, no, no. What I was gonna say is, I don't like how colors depends on each individual person, because the red I see cannot be the red that you see. Like
Really?
colorblind.
Is that like the same situation where like remember how there's that whole dress thing and everyone's like it's a different color?
Well, that was just like an optical illusion stuff.
Oh, okay.
But I'm more talking about how if you're colorblind, then whatever color I see in life is different from you. But it's the same thing in actuality. It's just you perceive it differently.
But then you just be wrong then, right? If you're colorblind.
But how would you know you were wrong?
Because we have a whole chart. Like red is like this amount of violet rays. So like if I'm looking at red and you're like, that's green, and I'm like, no, dumbass, and I take out the color chart and I go look at the
And then I see it as green
and
because
we're like,
whatever you perceive it as is going to be the truth. And so if I see it as green, it's green.
no, we already decided. The violet rays tell us why it's red and why this is green. And I also think I feel like if you're colorblind, when you see like three oranges at a stoplight, like you have to know something's up. Like you can't just be like, all right, that's they're all red.
Hey,
No
they
dum
they're
dum.
built that way. They're all stacked up the same color. It's just that whatever lights up is go, stop, and don't go.
That's terrible logic. Dear listener, I hope you're not colorblind because that's not the. I'm actually I think you can get that fixed now. Oh wait, no. They're just glasses.
Yeah, there are glasses that try to fix that, but I still think it's crazy because if you do those tests online where you can like artificially swap colors to be certain versions of color blindness,
Yeah.
it looks completely different than the quote unquote normal of the color.
I wonder. Does that mean? Because I always imagine colorblindness as like a filter. You know, like now you see everything in like a filmic gray, or like a weird like I don't know the other big wordy names for those other filters, but it's like everything's like a tint of green.
In Vision.
Yeah. We need a colorblind person.
Well, imagine if you grew up in a world of one color and then you stepped out of that world, everything would be messed up.
I don't know, because like I feel like you get introduced to colors pretty early in life.
No, I'm saying
Like,
if you were born in like a blue room
all right.
and everything is blue, like him, I didn't want to complete the lyrics. But if everything's blue, and then you step out of that zone, you're probably gonna think everything else is like a different shade of blue, right? Because all you see is blue.
I mean, yes, but I feel like at that point there's something wrong with me. Like that's an experiment.
Yeah, because then your eye is probably training to only focus on blue light, and so by the time that you exit that blue world, you can see all the other colors. Your eyes can't perceive it because all those rods and cones that perceive color and stuff and like the light doesn't accept that other light wave anymore.
Mm.
I'm not sure
Well,
that's how
just
that works. I'm just
no, I
saying
think
it
you're
because I think it
close.
sounds right.
No, I think you're close. I do know there's rods and cones in your eyes, but I think it's because those specific ones are broken for that person.
Yeah,
But I don't know. Wake up in a blue room, go outside, and everything's not blue, so you'll only still see blue.
yeah,
Dang.
because you're all your life you focus on that blue environment, so your body only adapted to need blue. And when you left it and experienced all the other colors, your body was like, "Oh, we turned off all the other receptors besides blue because you only saw blue."
Does your body do that? Can it adapt into having like a debuff or a buff on yourself?
Well,
Because I
doesn't it?
understand like living in the wild and like now you got arms like orangutan so you can swing yourself, but like, don't that take millennia?
Well, isn't it like when you lose your sight, a different sense pops up, gets stronger?
Yeah, but I think that's just natural because it's like your body trying to like balance what you already have, right? Because I feel like if you had to delete the other colors because you only saw blue for like the majority of your life, I feel like I would blame my body. Like, yo, that wasn't the job. The job was that I could still see colors and that we're just in a blue room.
But that's the thing; it's just adapting to what it is.
We need a we need a scientist.
All
I feel
right,
like there's something wrong here.
all right. The fifth viewer, who's a scientist, who's also a redditor, as a side gig. We need you to not conduct this experiment, but as we previously stated,
All
human
right.
experiments are not allowed. You have to be properly licensed and guidelines to get it working.
I'm like just trying to like mentally lap around this blue idea, and I'm
Oh
just
no.
thinking like there's something that has to be wrong.
I'm sure there is. Maybe we can ask whoever we invite onto this podcast to get a third
Yeah, let's
opinion.
ask them these big questions and fuck them over with this. 'Cause this is
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, like real important
Because I feel
questions.
like that honestly could work, but I've never thought about adaptability. When you right? Yeah,
Well, I
true.
mean, like humans, if you live in a hot climate, you're able to live in that hot humidity compared to people in the cold environment because you just adapted to the heat, you adapted to the cold.
That's true, but that's like for survival.
Yeah,
Because like,
survival.
would you adapt a color though to survive?
If that's all you
Like,
see,
here's the I feel like you would adapt everything to blue. If, well, you don't, because I feel like if you could already see colors and you're just in a blue room, I don't feel like your body would delete the colors to make you survive better. Because also when you look like at blue, it's not like true blue. It's like a variation of blue on a gradient or whatever. I
well,
feel like you'd only adapt if it's like everything that's a different color has always like tried to kill you. So then your brain's like, all right, if it's not blue, it's gray,
no, I'm saying from day
and
one.
then you would adapt.
Like day one, you're a baby, all you see is blue, all the way up to adolescence, and then teenager, like everything is blue.
All right, we're gonna adopt a child. We're going to get a
Hey,
basement, paint it
pause,
blue.
pause, pause.
For the next 12 years, we conduct this experiment. Because, like, there's only three things, right? It's either you're right, and he only sees blue. You're wrong, he sees color, and we just torture this child. Or it's like we. Or it's like we find some, like, unknown secret of the universe where it's like, oh no, he can fly now? Oh,
Okay, we'll just leave it to that scientist redditor to not conduct the experiment, but do like a thesis on it. And with
no, if
that,
you're a real scientist, you'll do it.
we're gonna transition into the ending and wind it down because it's getting a little crazy here. Now we gotta maintain some of the semblance of the viewers. So my little recommendation for this episode is it's sort of past Halloween season, yes. And then my previous recommendation was a Halloween themed song. It's festive. So I figured I'm going to squeeze another one in, and it's going to be an animation this time. It's on YouTube. It's by Urea Cohen, the Vampire series, like the Vampire series, and it's basically about a girl that is sort of like a nerd, you would say. She reads books and she's very quiet. She sneaks into a abandoned mansion on top of the hill to read her book in peace, but turns out the mansion is occupied by a certain vampire, and so the vampire tries to hunt the girl to suck her blood, and the whole series is a like fan music video, so it's going by the beat of the song. To spoil the first episode, she beats the vampire and she picks up the staff that the vampire was holding, and she turns into a vampire. The rest of the series is her trying to justify staying as a vampire for revenge because that other vampire that like tried to suck her blood was kind of an asshole. And, like, who does that? So either she can stick with revenge or she can throw it aside. And then, as you know, from haters to lovers, there comes be something blooming between them. But I won't say. But I will say it in that sort of like insinuating way, which might mean yes, because it probably is.
Dear listener, if you ever needed dialogue below a video, this wouldn't be it.
This would not be the
You
captions,
wouldn't
no.
need it.
No. Wait, what do you recommend, huh? A big guy?
I simply recommend Pokemon TCG Pocket. It is not sponsored. It's chill. I think if you're a busy guy, busy gal, and you just want 5 minutes out of your day to like goof around and you're like not think for a minute, it's the perfect game. It doesn't actually do a bunch of weird like challenges to get coins that you think you need, and the cards look nice. I think it's chill. Good for the productive person. And if you're unproductive, I like it. And it just brings back some old school vibes.
Yeah, it's a fun game. Pull cards. Everyone likes pulling cards.
Yeah. Everyone likes a surprise.
Right.
I redact that. That sounds like the
Yeah.
end statement of like a court case.
Everyone likes surprises. Bang, bang, bang.
He
Okay.
went off to kill 35 people.
Here's his story. All right.
All right.
We're gonna call it here. Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Hope you tune
Thanks
into
for
the next
coming.
episode.
Please do. We're waiting. We actually wait all week to do this. So come back.
Yeah, we don't move from this spot.
Never.
Nope.
Affixed. Ooh, that sounds like some type of evil genie shit, huh?
Affixed?
Yeah. If you're like stuck on a camera, like your Zoom box screen is like your actual limit of existence. Like you can't leave outside of the camera view or something.
That sounds like a video game like idea.
Then again, never mind. You don't watch horror movies.
I don't.
All right, goodbye. Let me not start a new topic at the end of the video.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Drive safe. Look both ways. Goodbye.